Do you all mind if I go without the mic today? Can everybody hear me? Way in the back? You good? All right. Outstanding. All right. By show of hands, how many of you participated in the discussion yesterday that I led regarding predictive profits? Oh, well, welcome back. Nice to see you all again. For those of you that didn't, I'm going to start with a little backgrounder on who we are, and then we're going to tee up and we're going to get right into the specifics of in-market buyer targeting and what it is for us to manage the investments that we do every single month. Okay? So my name is Erich, Gail, and I have the blessing and pleasure and responsibility to lead the Cardinale-Group of companies. We are three aligned yet differentiated automotive collections, first and foremost of which is our automotive group, with 19 locations in 3 states. We are currently blessed, as evaluated by the Wards Auto team, as the #2 highest sales volume e-dealer in North America. Let me stress to you folks that that was not where we started. We were founded in 1979. In 2008 and ultimately 2009, we were hemorrhaged out of business. This transformation for us began in 2010 when we were given a second lease on life, and I am here proudly to be able to give back and share with all of you how we do, and why we do what we do. Because folks, when we began our transformation, we were good, solid car men and women, brick and mortar dealers, period. And it was really smart dealers who kicked our ass into greatness, and I'm proud and happy to give it back. We are, for those of you that may not be aware, we are a 100% digital organization. That is by design. We do not have, nor do we find the necessary return on things that we cannot attribute. We're not big fans of radio, obviously, or television, or billboards, or newspapers, or mailers, or any of that other shit. However, this is not for me to say if you do that, you're wrong. Your responsibility is to manage the finite resources that you have and produce a return. If you get an acceptable return that you're comfortable with, hallelujah. We happen to have stores throughout 12 different markets. Some of our competitors will outspend us 5 to 1. So I'm not even going to try. Why would I even bother to try to buy prime XYZ mass media when I couldn't possibly get a return for it? But one of the things that we're going to talk about is that we are 100% responsible, okay? So we're in the car business, right? We're in the relationship business. But what business are we really in? The which? The what? Sorry. People business. Good. Any other business that we're in? Money business. We are in the money business. See, whether you're owned by an individual family or a conglomerate or a holding company or whatever the case may be, there is someone who put their resources, their life, their future at risk to generate a return. Okay? We are in the money business. So as much as people want to beat their chest and talk about how many units they sell, #1 in the region, sold 900 cars, right? I took a digger on every single one of them and barely busted out a net, but I sold 900 cars. Nobody cares, okay? You cannot cash cars on a truck, but you can cash the net that you generate. So we're in the money business. We're in the ROI business, all right? Part of that formulated another company within our collection that began internally for us. It's called ZMOT Auto. It is us and our science and our disciplines and the manner by which we market, how we manage money, how we perform inside the stores, and we built that as an external company that works with dealers outside of our competing areas in Mexico, the United States, and Canada. I am not pitching you. I'm just sharing with you that we took it another step once we selfishly built this science for ourselves, and we took it externally and we give it back. Lastly, we have a wonderful, very exciting company that works with the automotive manufacturers on all their new product development and their auto shows. The advantage to us as dealers is that we borrow and purchase and acquire and rent out cars by the thousands throughout the year, and we pay our fellow dealer comrades around the country for them. So it's nice. It's good business. We have 2 additional companies under development that I'm not prepared to share today, but they will be in 2017, also dealer-centric. Also things that will start from inside the organization for us first, needs that we have that are not currently fulfilled in the market. Once we have mastered them for ourselves, we will make them available external. No pitch, just sharing where our head's at. For those that were not a part of the discussion yesterday, this is the hedgehog concept. It's 3 intersecting circles with a common union. It is taken right out of Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. This 3 circles in common union guides every single decision of every single company, for every single associate, partner, OEM, community, whatever the case may be. This is how we lead the organization, period. We are committed to the passion of our why. Our brand promise and our trust mark of an interlocking CW represents the Cardinale way. It's we develop outstanding relationships where everybody wins. That may sound all squishy-gushy. The truth of the matter is it's extremely disciplined because we develop an outstanding relationship. We go to work and we expect that we provide those with whom we are responsible for an outstanding relationship where everybody wins. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Being management driven for us is to be the best in the world. It's a commitment that says we're not trying our best. We're not just going to give it the old college try, okay? Management driven for us is that we will not be market driven ever again. We were market driven when the economy turned and we hemorrhaged out, okay? The market was up. We talked about this yesterday. When the market's up, what do I need? I need more stuff. I need more stores. I need more people. I need to spend more money. When the market shifts, I'm fat, I'm bloated, and it's like turning an oil tanker. I cannot turn fast enough. The only way to get through it is to just start cutting and cutting and cutting. Well, does that honor who we are? See, if an outstanding relationship where everybody wins is our passion and our commitment, then that's not really fair to turn around and say, Robert, I'm sorry. Thank you for 15 years of service. I love that you have 5 children. But I have to let you go because we took our eye off the ball and we are not prepared for where we are now. We are management driven. We will make our own weather. We set our own objectives and our own goals, period, every single month, every single quarter, and we will hit them regardless of what's happening in the market. Let everyone else go scurry into the dark. When the lights pop on of reality, when the market shifts, that won't be us, okay? That's just who we are and how we operate. The User Summit is a really wonderful place for us to be. We love DealerSocket. So much, in fact, that it is every single year that this summit comes up that I wave my hand in the air and send Jonathan Ord a note and say I'd love to be able to share back with the DealerSocket users. It's like a family. It's kind of like a frat. We all share the same common bond of a central nucleus that helps us run our stores. We look inside of DealerSocket every single day, all the time. If it's not in DealerSocket, it does not exist. That's not just some happy byline on one of those motivational posters with a soaring eagle on it. It's the truth. But the truth of the matter is, being 100% responsible, if the data inside your DealerSocket is broken, whose responsibility is that? Whose is it? It's ours. We allowed it to happen. Why, I can't get my guys to put in the right information. Well, then you have the wrong people. I can't get them to do their job. That's pretty simple. It seems like they quit. Why not finish it for them? Okay? We're looking for people that are going to honor who we are, what we expect every single day. Folks, when our associates come to work, they come to work. All right? Talked yesterday about learning. And those of you that were here, I hope you wrote it down. If you didn't, here's your next shot at it. Learning without doing, I would write this down, is not learning at all. So you can hear stuff. People can stand up. You can sit there and think that it's going to permeate your mind, and I'm just going to remember everything that I said. okay? You know what the truth of knowledge retention is of what you hear? It's about 7%. If you write it down, it jumps to about 25% retention. And if you take those notes and you go back and share it with your team, it jumps to around 68 to 70% retention. Meaning, if you just sit here and listen to what I say, you've got about a 7% shot of retaining some of it. Okay? If you write it down, jumps. And if you go back and share it and teach it, you have an opportunity then to retain even more of it. Sorry, let me go back. The courage. The courage of leadership says that I have the courage to accept that I don't know what I don't know. I don't have to have all the answers. Just because I'm the boss does not mean that I have to be the smartest one in the room. It just means that I have to have the relentless courage to do whatever is necessary to honor the responsibilities that I have to lead and perform at the highest level, ensuring success for all the people that I'm responsible. Is that fair? Okay. Yesterday we talked about predictive profit. And we looked at the sales dashboard is the gold of every single opportunity that we have, tracked down to the granular individual entity ID. We looked at October 2006, and we looked at some calculators in terms of a month. And what we said was that old school metrics, with no manager confirmation, where 50% of the appointment schedule will show and 50% will buy, says on 360 scheduled appointments, I'll sell 90 cars. And in our world, with our disciplines, we'll sell 173 because of some shifts and some tweaks. And if you weren't here for that discussion yesterday, I'll be more than happy. My contact information is at the end. I'll send you the deck and I'll send you these calculators. We also reverse engineered it. We reverse engineered the predictive profit that says if I need to sell 150 units, how many scheduled appointments do I need if I have a really weak process? You guys remember that? It says that I need to schedule 600 appointments. And if I have 24 working days, and if my associates average an appointment created per day, then I need 25 associates to sell 150 cars. That doesn't matter, does it? No. And in our world, we need 13. Okay? And that actually is one of our stores. I don't know if I mentioned that yesterday or not. Okay? All right. We talked about the fact that all in, all done, it's just math. It's discipline and math that will ensure that we are successful. Period. Don't get sucked into excuses, folks. For those of you in the room, how many are general managers, owners, market presidents, whatever the case may be? Okay, just a few. GSMs, sales managers, right? Okay, great. You are all held responsible to deliver a return, whatever your role, regardless of whether your name is on the building or not, you're 100% responsible. All right? So, as much as we have to manage 10,000 things done right every single day, we cannot afford to get sucked into excuses. Another thing that I shared yesterday, which is wonderful for your sales meetings, is ask your teams. We have but one of two answers. We either make money or we make excuses. Which one's it going to be? Is that fair? It's really difficult to get away from that question because that's the truth of it. See, as managers, we manage activities, we manage transactions, we manage money, we manage people and process and results. Okay? We have to remove the excuses. And when you study the math and the science and you get this down to the black and white, it's very clear. If anyone tells you, oh yeah, sure, the car business is easy on paper, that is insecurity and excuse number one trying to bubble itself up through someone's skin. There is always a way to spin something. But the truth of the matter is, when you look at the hard black and white, it is a science. All right? talked about building a fortress dealership. And what is our philosophical mind? What is our why? Why do we do the things that we do? What are our responsibilities? Am I responsible to provide an environment where people are successful? Do I accept the responsibilities for leading them? See, we're not an easy place to work. Could you guys kind of gather that? Would you say that's fair? We're not an easy place to work. But folks, we don't want to be. We have no aspiration to be an easy place to work. What we want are people that are looking to achieve at their highest level, and we're going to lead and provide an opportunity for them to be successful. So today we're here to talk about in-market buyer targeting to direct unit sales, maximizing your investment, and profit performance utilizing DealerSocket. Okay? It's a whole lot, and I promise you folks, in the keep it simple, stupid formula, I'm going to drill this down into very basic math. Okay? First and foremost, we are the investors. Is that fair? I would ask that you write down the word cost and cross it out. Anytime you find yourself saying the word cost, you've already disconnected from the money. Because a cost needs to be covered. I just got to cover the cost. Okay? How much does it cost? I've already got a negative on it. Okay? Shift your thinking to an investment. What is the investment for me to do this of time, resources, money, whatever the case may be, and the minute I look at it as an investment, what do I need as a result of my investment? A return. I need a return. Is that fair? Every single time. It's psychological. If you tell yourself something costs, it's already a negative. All right? We are 100% responsible. We talked about that. Let's look at the science of retailing as we know it right now. Okay? It's broken into 3 segments. This graph represents a $53 billion a year investment in automotive in the United States alone. $53 billion, okay? In all forms of marketing and advertising, all thrown in, okay? Who do you think, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, who do you think represents 50% of that investment? OEMs. OEMs. And it would be appropriate for the OEM, look at the investment spike, look how much money, 80-some%, is invested long before the consumer is ever going to buy. So if I'm an OEM, is that the appropriate place for me to invest? To get on your radar out as far as I can? Right? That's my job, isn't it? I have to manufacture the product, I have to sell it to my dealers, and I have to have brand awareness and stimulus of the brand long before you're going to make your selection. I give them that. Okay? But we're talking about $27 billion that's spent by third parties, media, dealers, okay? We're spending in the wrong spot, folks. Consideration is the next step. Starts to get interesting in consideration, okay? But where is it where the rubber meets the road? Does anybody know what it's called? It's okay if you don't. It's called the zero moment. The zero moment, as consumers, step out of what we do for a living every day. We do it all the time. Only the minute we walk into our stores, we forget. I know exactly what I've researched, why I've researched it, what I want, what the price is, when I'm ready to buy, what do? I push a button, I swipe, I call, whatever the case may be, let's go. I'm ready. Is that fair? That's the zero moment. I've done my research. Okay, it's a bigger purchase, I'm waiting for a bigger check to come in, boom, check comes in, what am I going to do? I'm going to go buy it. Fair? We do it all the time. But then we tell ourselves, when we walk inside our stores, that that doesn't apply and that we got to be out in 6 months. See, we live in the all about me generation. Is that fair? Anybody want to argue that? We are so self-absorbed. It's astonishing. You guys know, just quick fact, you guys know that plastic surgery is up, I'm going to guess the percentage. It's literally up like 300%. Anybody have any idea why?
Baby boomers.
Baby boomers?
Selfies?
Yes, sir. Selfies. Because I got to click and selfie myself 19 times a day, and you know what? I like bread and cheese, and I got an extra chin in here that I need to have someone sandblast or laser off, so I look a little better. Is that fair? It's unreal. So, do we want to agree that the average consumer spends 12 to 16 hours researching their car? Is that fair? Do we agree with that? Want another little quick tidbit? Any idea how long the average consumer spends researching their heart surgeon if they need open heart surgery? Just a guess. How many what? 20, 30 what? 30 minutes?
2 hours.
2 hours? It's like 4 hours. Seriously? You're going to hold my life-pumping organ in your hand, I'll give you 4 hours, but I'm putting 16 hours into that 2012 Silverado. Right? Okay, but it's true. All right. We agree, folks, that consumers visit 1.3 dealerships. That's the general rule. We agree with that. I'll take a challenge on it. I'm just sharing with what keeps getting spewed throughout the industry. Okay? I happen to believe it. Any idea who the 0.3 is in this? It's the loser. It's the dealership that lost. It's the dealership I went to first. It's the dealership that didn't read the notes, didn't look over my call, wasn't ready, told me they were going to have the car ready, popped the bubble, treated me like it was a dealership back in the 80s, hid my keys, did all that stupid shit, and I bounced. And I walked right into the next dealer, and what did I say? I mean, it happens in our stores all the time, and our people don't admit it. Oh, you know, the Johnsons just came in. Swear to God, man. They walked in. They told me exactly what they wanted. We wrote them up. We were done in an hour. I'm awesome. No, they'd already been through it. And they just didn't want any hassles. Just let's go. And give me the sales manager. This is my payment. This is what I want. Let's go. Check in hand. Right? Are we not the same? When we've made our purchase decision, if you finish me, first call, first time, right? Don't I just flop and buy? We're all salespeople in the room. Yes, raise your hand. We all sell. Are we a total grind when we run into a real professional salesperson? You grind them? I don't. I flop every time I run into a salesman. I'm like, write it up, let's go. I'm so psyched that this person has their shit together, has their A game on. I'm like, let's go, write it up. I was ready anyway. The whole reason I walked into your store in the first place was to what? What did I come there to do? I came to buy. You want to jack around with me and start running me through the, let me get my manager, I'm out. Okay? I'll just spin right out and go buy somewhere else. You know that as an industry, we come in just below a root canal. I kid you not. I looked it up. You know, the internet never lies. No, but really, I did look it up. It was like a legit study of like consumer feelings toward particular industries, okay? And we really, truly come in under a root canal. And I would ask that you remember that, okay? All is not lost, because we do come in right above Congress. So there is hope, okay? That's sad and pathetic. And yes, we did it to ourselves. My truth is that was 20 some odd years ago. We're still paying the legacy for that because it's trendy and people enjoy beating up on the car business, okay? The reason I make mention of that is that what happens when I'm at my zero moment? Do I not have already taken these things into account? Am I so jacked to come into a store? Am I so excited? Is that the way I want to spend my Saturday? When I'd actually rather have a root canal? I mean, think about that. Okay? In the modern purchase funnel, is it safe to say, remember back to the grid of the billions of dollars invested, is it safe to say, with or without you as a dealer, with or without us as a dealer, that as a consumer, I'm going to determine what I want and why I want it? Is that fair? Would you agree? Do you need dealer marketing dollars to convince me of what I want and why I want it? Do you? Or have there been billions and billions of dollars spent by everybody else, right? So if I know what I want and why I want it, what's the one question that I've yet to answer? Where am I going to get it? That's really the truth of it, right? In my research, I'll look at all this stuff, okay? There's golfers in the room, you're looking at a new club, I'm going to read about it, I'll watch videos, I'll ask a buddy, I'll ask the guy at the pro shop, okay? When it comes time to squeeze the trigger, I'm going to make a very distinct action that's trackable and targetable. And that's when I'm at my zero moment. And it's the one that is relevant at that moment that I'll touch one button and buy it. Is that fair? Don't we do that? Okay? The rules of engagement, where we are 100% responsible for our money, or retail buyer investments, is that it has to be one click, one touch, or one action direct to me. Okay? Raise your hand if you are called upon by, let's fill in the blank, marketing partners with the opportunity to invest thousands and thousands of dollars every single month on someone else's brand, on the hope plan that they'll actually convert into my store. Does that happen to us? I'm trying to be gentle. You want to just come out and say it?
Yeah. Say it.
Okay. Pick some other platform than your brand. And I'll give you the opportunity to merchandise your inventory on that for $5,000 a month. Where did the $5,000 come from? I have no idea. It's arbitrary. It's my platform. I get to make the rules. When you're on said platform, go try to find your dealership phone number. Where is it? Buried below the crease, isn't it? How about clicking on a photo? Does that take me immediately into my VDP? Where does it take me? Right back inside said environment. How about if I want to go visit the dealer website? Where's that button? It's an itty-bitty tiny little link, like font size 6, right? Is that an opportunity for me to have one click and go direct to the store? See, that's attributable. The minute I make that phone call, doesn't it show up in my CRM? The minute I click into the site, doesn't it show up? Isn't that trackable? Would you guys agree? Okay. Integration, weaponization of active in-market digital retail strategy. What? Seriously? Blah, blah, blah. Okay? In-market digital retail selling strategy. Target and secure in-market buyers. Let's get off the hope plan, folks. The hope plan is crazy expensive. It's where we're trying to be all things to all people and cover that whole myriad of 12 months out down to one day. You have to pick your battles. You have to decide it's your money. But I'm going to share with you that we market 10 days or less. 100% digital, 10 days or less. Without arrogance or hubris or any type of sarcasm, I think we figured something out. Okay? Because I shared with you what our current sales performance is from digital. You can value and appreciate the fact that our cost per unit sold is 1/5 of the NADA average, because we don't invest our money anywhere that does not allow us to immediately go to work. Integration, where everything connects with a single focus on our group or our brand. Let me explain what I mean by that. If I'm going to put our finite resources in play, every single place a consumer goes, if you touch a phone number, where does it ring? Where does it have to ring?
The store.
Has to ring the store. If you touch a link, where is the immediate place that it goes?
Your site.
The site, the store, our form captures, our chat agents. No intermediaries. Now, I recognize that we have almost 20 stores. We get called upon a lot. Hey, I got this great new XYZ shiny widget. You got to check it out. Okay, great. Let me take a look at it. Well, here's what happens. Your consumer clicks here, then they go to our landing page, boop, we're out. Well, what did I say? Well, you just cut my consumer experience by putting them on your platform. Let me talk to my manager and see if we can bypass that step. Yeah, I'd recommend that, right? But even if you have a single point store, whose money is it? It's yours. You get to make the rules. It does not go direct. Ask yourself, why am I doing it? Okay? Targeted consumer, behavioral, English, Spanish, social engagements, chats, we all know what that is. But every single place that you invest your money, whether you manage it internally or have a marketing partner or an ad agency, whatever the case may be, it's not for me to decide what works for you. Just make the rules your way. It's your money, okay? I don't want to hear about all this other stuff, can't do it, my platform doesn't integrate with theirs, we're not friends with those. That's not my problem. I just want to know that every single place that I put $1, if a consumer touches one button, I know who it was, where they were, why they were, and it goes right into my CRM so that our teams can go to work. Yes? Okay. Oh my God. No friggin' charts. I am not talking about charts and graphs. I'm blowing this up, folks. I really could care less about clicks. Okay? I'm so out of the clicks business. CPM, website clicks. I really don't give a shit. Do you know why? Because a click is like a VDP. Great. Outstanding. A VDP without a direct action is what? A consumer that digitally walked around your car, said it was really cool, left. Great. I'm great friends with Dale Pollock. Love the guy. We get in really spirited discussions about the fact that I'm like, buddy, I'm out on your VDPs. I like them, but if I get X number of VDPs, what do I need? I need a direct action. That's what sells my car, correct? Yeah, but you got 87 VDPs. Yeah, but I didn't get one person to push a button, to do this, to do that, so there's something wrong on our end. Okay? I feel the same way about clicks and CPMs and this and that and goals and shit we don't even understand. You might understand it. It might be what you do every single day, but I'm your investor, okay? Let me use this opportunity to be the investor for just a minute. I have 19 stores, okay? I cannot possibly keep track of all those metrics. Yes, there are people that work for us, they're seated here, that do that. But the only thing I'm interested in is the end net result. And the only way we're going to sell a car is by what? A direct action from a consumer. Is that fair? Is that not the new world that we should hold ourselves accountable for? See, do you want to invest your money into clicks and charts and graphs, but my phone ups aren't going up, my form fills aren't going up, my chats aren't going up, but we got market share? I don't know. I don't get it. Personally, okay? And I'm sorry if that's insulting, but I really don't. Okay? What I'm talking about are direct actions. Phone, form, chat, SMS, directly into our CRMs, period. That's where you evaluate your investment. The beginning. Then you look at your in-store process, which we talked about yesterday. Then you look at your gross. Is that fair? You have to start at start. See, a chart graph out of Google Analytics doesn't tell me how many specific XYZ that I got. My CRM will, because that's where our people go to work. You all agree? Okay. Good to great. Love the book, obviously. It's my second reference to it. Disciplined people combined with disciplined thought and disciplined action, when achieved and accelerated through technology, will give you a breakthrough, will give you an unfair advantage. In the last X number of years, there have been brilliant minds throughout the automotive industry that have come up with some amazing things. Jonathan Ord shared yesterday all this really cool stuff that's coming in Blackbird, right? It's outstanding. It will make our lives easier. It will make us more efficient. For us, we're out of the Hope Plan business, okay? This is an example of one of the technologies that we've developed internally. Now, we're an automotive group. What do we do in building technology? Okay, well, first of all, we hoard cash because we don't invest it in all the goofy stuff, okay? So as opposed to fill in the blank $30,000 mailer times 19 stores, we'll put that money somewhere else and we'll go build something that actually works for us. This is called Ping, P-I-N-G. Have you guys heard of this before? Ping data. Pings an inventory aggregated feed and tells a system exactly who's looking for what in real time, right down to the specific location. This is an example of our system reading an inMarket buyer on a CX-5 near our Corona, California store, and we'll take it one other step. And follow and target and put banners and all kinds of stuff. And what do you think happens after they've done that? Click. Is the car there? Right? It's very pinpointed. So, let's go back to where our goal is. Raise your hand if you've ever uttered the statement, pretty sure my marketing's working, I just can't tell you which part. Right? It's fair. I guess you and I are the only ones that have ever said that. Right.
Wanamaker.
What?
Wanamaker.
A Wanamaker.
Yeah, that's the guy who actually said that.
Is it?
1920.
Baby, I love that. 1920. We're still using it. Almost 100 years. Okay? All right. Any idea where to look and see if your marketing is actually working? Recognizing that you're the investor. Switch your mind, switch your thinking. You've taken, if you're the owner, you've taken your dollars and you've entrusted it to someone else. If you work for said owner or group, whatever the case may be, you've been entrusted with these dollars. What if it was your own money? Got to see if it's working, right? I can't go on the Hope Plan. So why don't I go in to my reports, check phone up, check internet, and sort it by the places that I invest my money. By day, by week, by month. And then I total it up. And I say, well, okay, I invested $9,800 for this, but I got the double diamond peel back platinum overtake blah blah for another $5,000 worth of juice, right? But when I look in here, I have 5 phone calls, got maybe 20 form fills, and then I get a PDF chart that says that 87% of the people just walk in. You ever seen that one? Have you?
Yeah.
Do you buy it? We just went through it. A root canal, and I'm going to throw caution to the wind, grab my wife, and say, hey, honey, we got nothing better to do today. Let's go throw ourselves to the wolves at the dealership. I have no idea if the car's even there. This will be such great fun. Right? Is it fair to say that I'll touch one button? Is the car still there? I mean, basic stuff. If I touch said button, where does it show up in my CRM?
Sales tracking report.
Sales tracking report. Under form fill, telephone call, an attributable action back to the dollars that I invested. Fair? My other favorite. Map prints. Ever heard map prints? Seriously, have you guys heard map prints? I just heard map prints a week ago. I about fell out of my chair. I'm like, are you shitting me? Map prints? This poor gal had no idea this was coming. I said, map prints with mobile devices to where I can push a pin and my phone will take me right to the front door, and I'm going to do what? Throw a mobile printer? I'm going to push this to the printer so I can take paper with me? No. Do you think those pinpoints are attributable to the dollars that you've invested? Somebody tells you about map prints. How about the pin? Pin mapping. That's attributable. You can get data on that. Oops. Shut the whole thing here. All right. We have 10 minutes left. Let's look at a calculator that says if I have 500 OTDBs, opportunities to do business, form, chat, phone calls, whatever the case may be. Folks, this is a calculator, you're going to get it. You enter the yellow cells. So I made some assumptions for us as an industry, okay? And 65% of them I get in contact with. I just made it up. And then 50% of those that I get into contact with create an appointment. Is that fair? You guys following the math? But remember, this is old school. I have no VIP manager confirmation process, so I'm just going right back to the 50% will show, 50% will buy. Does anybody have difficulty with this math? It says that out of 500 OTBs, I got 41 units. Sound about right? Come on, guys, I look in stores all the time, inside and outside our stores, where owners are saying, I really feel like I'm missing this. We had 1,200 leads. My internet department kicked it right through the uprights, baby. We got 60 out. Like, oh my God, man, what did you invest for that? Well, that's why you're here. Can you guys help me? Okay? Yeah. All right. We are all guilty of trying to cram 20 pounds in a 4-pound bag. How many people do you have trying to gag through your inbound opportunities? This comes to a personal answer for yourselves. We don't have time to go there. If you have a BDC and you have 4 people in it, and you get 1,000 phone calls a month and 1,000 e-leads a month, holy shit, these poor people are trying to get through 500 each. I can't even breathe. You're lucky to get 15 or 20% contacted, because as soon as I hang up the phone, 40 more of them just blew into my face. Think about how many people you're entrusting with your investment. See, they have to have time to go to work. They have to have a scalable, manageable, little compartmentalized workflow that allows a manager to say, Natalie, you were entrusted with 100 inbound opportunities that we invested in. How many appointments did we create? How many were confirmed? How many showed? And how many sold? Boop, 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 done. Let's say you got 20. That's a 20% close rate. It's not bad. Okay? There's certainly more work that can be done, but it's very manageable at that point. When it's, I don't know, I'm just trying to get to the phones. Can't breathe. Okay?
Is your number 100?
Ours is less. I gave 100 to be nice. This is out. This is not. This is ours. I didn't change the old school. Ours is a 75% contact rate minimum, 75% appointment scheduled rate minimum, 75% confirmation, 80% shown, 80% closed, 135. It's the math. You know what happens if that math doesn't work? We stop throttling in at the top. Cut the money. If I don't have enough people to get through 500, then I'll make it 300. Because the quality of where we're targeting, remember folks, we're at 10 days or less. We're not left message, left message, left message, left message, because they're 3 months out and all they wanted to know was the MPG, and I think they're ready to buy tomorrow and I'm just going to smash them. Okay? In reverse, this is now the anchor metric. If I want to sell 100 cars, now it pumps the data in reverse. How many OTDBs do I need to get 400 scheduled appointments? Pushes it right up to the top. I need 1,231. In our world, I need 307. Okay? I'm not bragging, folks. This is science. We look at where do we have the highest contact rates. Where do we invest our money to produce the results that allow our people to go to work? If you interview your BDC departments, your sales departments, and say, I'm going to try to alleviate some stuff, we're going to free up a bunch of money. In the money that I free up, I'm going to go hire more people for your department. Help me go through the statement. Let's look over where we're investing our money. Who's not producing direct actions of quality? Well, it's this, pow. They're out. Ta-da, we freed up 20 grand. Fair to say we can go hire some more people and get them trained and go to work and sell cars? Jonathan spoke yesterday, folks, we're in this like you can't even believe. And I know you know this, but with 5 minutes left, I'm going to crap you out. I'm going to take you a little dark for a minute. In January of this year, the FTC director said on record, the current franchise automobile dealer protection laws are thwarting competition, and if I could make them go away tomorrow, I would, period. Okay? Who's chomping at the bit, waiting for one sliver of light to produce itself to where the ecosystem is where if I get a hold of you, I'll deliver to your house, to your this, to your that, right? Folks, we're under attack. And I'm not saying that to crap anybody out, but we've got to get it together, okay, and start building fortress dealerships to where if something changes, we better have it together. Vroom, Google, Carvana, Amazon, Apple, Beefy, these are tiny little companies with barely any budget, right? They can't survive a downturn. These are monsters. They don't even produce a profit, and they're getting another $1 billion in VC money. Why? Because they're waiting too, right? Okay. So, in a hyper-connected, single-device, all-about-me world, okay, if I touch a button that chats with an agent, that submits a form, that submits a text, or rings your phone, am I a lead? Am I a lead at that point? 16 hours, right? I know what I want. I know why I want it. I'm just going to decide where am I going to get it. I say you're not a lead. So I would write the word leads down. And I draw a gigantic line through it. And when you go back to your stores, take the word leads out of your vocabulary. You know why we want to take a lead out? Because a lead can be attached to an excuse. A lead is subjective. A lead can be good, a lead can be bad. Aha! What if we have an in-market buyer? Is that not what we've just gone through for the last 50 minutes? I know exactly what I want, exactly why I want it. I've chosen you, that's why I pushed the button. Okay? Treat me like a buyer. Until I scream otherwise, I'm a buyer. Every single time the phone rings, sales managers, BDC directors, when that phone gets hung up, what's the first thing you're looking for? When is the appointment? Every single time. Well, no, see what they... No. Let me call them back. They called for a reason. When you shift your thinking and you put your dollars into a place that weaponizes your store, and you look at the actual direct actions inside it, it shifts everything in your store. The excuses are gone. Free up your money. Okay? The consumer, we, are so self-absorbed, is it not fair to say, give me what I want? Isn't that what I'm saying to you? Give me what I want. The 0.3 store, I called, the car was available, I made an appointment, I walked in, you treated me like shit. I'm out. I walk into the next store, give me what I want and give it to me right now. Period. Our sales associates have got to be there to facilitate the relationship. We have to understand that the consumers are buyers. They know what they want. Granted, they shift their mind when they get there. Ooh, pretty shiny, let me go here. I get it. But guess what? That's their choice. We'll guide them. But if we treat people like they're a lead, we only have one leg in. And I say go all in. If you need a motivator, we are all in. So if you're near our stores, I assure you, we go all in every single time. But we don't need gigantic lead volumes to sell a grip ton of cars. Because we market to the inMarket buyer. And we treat them that way when we evaluate our phone calls. They're who? Who's on every phone call? Right? If you really believe it, I would write it down. If you go back to your store and say, you know what? That's not really true. Well, then figure out why. How much money am I spending to have people ring the phone that aren't even a buyer? Let me cut that shit out first. Save the money, go put it somewhere else, or here's a great place to put it. Put it to the net. Okay? If you're paid on the net, walk into the owner's office and say, I'm really comfortable cutting $30,000 a month. Why? Buddy, I've been studying the math and it's shit. It's nothing. It's garbage. Oh, believe me, I get statement addicted too. I like things in their little box and I get a little freaked out if all of a sudden the number goes away, even if it's going to the net. So park it in a reserve account for a quarter. And if you have to panic and put something back in, so be it. But watch what happens when you free yourself of that and you start booking, okay? Every text is, every chat, every form fill. If we get this, if we really truly get this, woo! If we get this, we get speed, we get power, we get performance, we get profit. Profit allows us to invest in all kinds of other neat stuff that invest in returns. More people, better trained, better systems, XYZ, produces the momentum of our machine as opposed to just more stuff. Okay? Folks, my contact information is here. I hope that this was of value for you. If you found it really oversimplified, it's for a reason. I assure you, it is one and one every single time. Take a look, have the courage, go inside your systems, invest an hour. If you really don't know, then have the courage to go find out. Admit that I don't know. And just go look and start lining it up. Okay? Thank you all very much. I really appreciate your time.